Hey guys, J-Man here, and today we're going to be talking about Conan the Barbarian, not this one, not the Schwarzenegger movie, which is my favorite movie of all time, but the Jason Momoa 2011 Conan. Before we get to that, we'll just do a couple of updates. This Saturday, we're doing a special stream. So Sean and I are going to be talking about comic books, and we're going to have a special guest. He is the comic vet. His name is Chris. So he's got a channel. The link to his channel is in the description of this video, and it'll be in my other videos as well. So he's a cool guy. We haven't officially met. We've sort of unofficially met through just like going to the same conventions and kind of like talking about the same stuff. So he's going to be a guest on this channel on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we're looking forward to that. Next Thursday, a week from today, same time, we're going to be talking about The Legend of Tarzan with the man who wrote the book on Tarzan in film, literally wrote the book, Scott Tracy Griffin. That is going to be next Thursday. So that's going to be super exciting. And this Tuesday, Steve and I will be doing our wrestling stream, our weekly wrestling stream. And the Action Elite will be coming back soon, and so will Versus. Versus will be back soon for this year. We're going to probably start, I think I want to start off with doing the Punisher movies, so we might do that first, and then we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the fantasy tournament, so that's going to be pumped up. So let's bring in my co-host.
Hey, what's
Hello.
up?
Hey.
Ready for some Conan?
Conan, yes, we're it's the same shirt, but mine's like cut out the right. It's
He's
like
got guys around him and stuff. Yeah,
it's kind of cut out the I think. Now I saw some people that had different settings on their, like I've seen even Clobberin has this on his stream where he changes the where is it where it's like layout, I think. Yeah. Did that do anything? I don't
no.
think that. Oh, I didn't do anything. Maybe that's. Hold on. Let me remove you for just a sec. There you go. You see, when I'm alone, I'm the full screen, but now I'm not the full screen. See?
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
So maybe I'll keep that on. That looks kind of cool. So I think as you add people, it keeps more of the background.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah.
So that's kind of, maybe I'll leave that on for now and see how that goes. All right. So I put a poll up in the chat. As people come in, they can answer that.
Yeah.
See if they like this movie or not. I don't know. This movie's not that popular. I want to go through we saw it together, right?
Yes. Yeah.
We did it together.
You want to do space, right?
Yeah, we'll do space on it. I need my patented. This is my boogie board. These are the best ever. You see, okay, so have you seen these before, Sean?
No.
Okay, so I had these at the escape room. It
Yeah.
was just, we used to give them to the customers to write notes on. So you write notes,
Yeah.
and then you just clear it. It's like Etch a Sketch, but it's with a pen.
It's like the old You remember those old things where it was plastic and you wrote on it and you can rip the plastic off and it goes away.
It's like a carbon underneath, and then it's like a layer of film, and you peel it back. And I had one with a Superman logo or something or whatever.
Right. Yeah. No, we all had something like that. Yeah.
Well, when I was bored, I used to fill these in. Like I would fill this entire thing in and then clear it. And then one of my employees, she was good. I would fill it in, and I'd leave like maybe that much.
Yeah.
Like, so all of this would be filled in fully, but just that wouldn't be filled in.
Yeah.
And then I would leave it, and she'd be like, "No, you got to fill that in." I was like, "Why?" She's like, "This is weird. Like, fill in the full." I was like, "No, I'm not going," because it would bother her that it wasn't filled in. It's like she had like, I don't know. It's like it was just so like literally the entire thing would be filled in, like it would be all green.
Yeah.
So, and she'd be like, "Well, just fill in that part." I'm like, "No." But this is what I use for my quick space, which we'll do after. Because I'm not really sure where I'm at on this, to be honest. I'd have to we'll discuss it. But yeah. So any updates? So I've got the link to your channel, and actually let me get that up because what I've decided to do is to put these in the actual chat. I've been doing that for the Action Elite, and I think it helps. So hold on a second here. I'll actually put it in here. Yeah, there you go. And that links it too. So there's that. So Sean's channel's there. Maybe I can even pin that. I can pin it. There you go.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
So there you go. That's pinned. And I've been doing that with the Action Elite, and I found that that's been helping out as well. There you go. So there's Sean's channel. The link, oh, I don't know, it came out weird there, but the link is in the description of the video anyway. So if anyone misses that,
cool.
All right, so let's officially start.
Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
All right. So Conan 2011. Well, I guess we could talk about what was the feelings. Like Conan the Barbarian, is my favorite movie.
Yeah.
Original Conan, Schwarzenegger. I mean, I'm assuming you like that movie.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, is it like, oh yeah, like 10 out of 10 or like,
I think it's a movie that grew on me as a kid because I thought, oh yeah, that's cool. And as you get older, you understand it more and more. Right. Like you always talk about the big themes and the dovetailing shit.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah, it's like, and it's like, oh wow, because the thing is, everyone was down on that movie. It's the kind of thing that people kind of snickered at, and when you watch it now, it seems like a high epic. Like it looks like a prestige picture at times. Like, well, I mean, Max von Sydow was in it, so. But I mean, it's funny because it's one of those films that I've said this before. It's the, I don't know, it might be the first grounded fantasy thing, done in such a way that like you don't realize it like, because sometimes I would think back as a kid, I was like, there's no monsters in that. It's like, well, there's like mega spirits and like a freaking guy turns into a snake, but it's so downplayed.
Yeah,
it feels like a lived-in world. And this is way before Game of Thrones, way before Peter Jackson's approach to Lord of the Rings. This was the first one to do that in a time when no one could even put words to what was being done in this film. So it's a masterful piece of art. Like it's great. Now we've always talked about this. It's not quite Conan,
right?
But the thing is, John Milius. What I like about this movie is John Milius approached it in another way, and there's still a vision to it. Right. And the way he approached it can still fit into the Conan world, like all the philosophical talk about the gods and all that stuff, and all that. But still, it's still movieized in that he has this personal quest to go on, which he never fricking does in the stories. That's not the point of Conan, right? So
they movieized it.
Yeah. Like in the second one, like he's trying to revive his girlfriend. It's like he would never do that,
Right. Like he wouldn't. Yeah. Valeria would not be enough. Like that wouldn't be enough incentive to go on Taramis's quest. To get the jewel and
it's like if there is a jewel for him to like,
he'll steal it.
To sell or something like that. Then that's Conan, right?
Yeah, it almost would have been better. It's like there is some cull in. Okay, so Conan 1 with Schwarzenegger has some cullisms in it. The thing is, it's that it's not Conan, but it's not Conan.
No,
right? Like we're not. It's not like Eternals, which I'm gonna use that as an example every time, where it's like this isn't this. Not only is this not Eternals, it's not anywhere close to Eternals, and it's not a good movie that doesn't make sense in its own movie.
Yeah.
So it's just bad on every level. Like I can take like even Dredd, Carl Urban Dredd.
Yeah.
It's not exactly Judge Dredd, but it's not Judge Dredd. It's just not really exactly and same with Stallone's. It's like, well, it does have the look and kind of like the characters of the Dredd comics, but it's not. It's kind of it might be a little bit too like stupid, and so it's like you almost need those two movies. You need the sensibilities and action of the second movie to mix with the visuals and the character designs of Stallone's movie.
The whole point of the Rodney Howard Conan stories is the whole dichotomy between, and he does this in other stories too, but like in Conan he really does it, like barbarianism versus like society, right?
Right.
Like a civilization, right? that's the whole like it's like they even have big discussions about that shit in the stories. It's not all just fighting monsters, right?
Right.
And the thing is that the movie does that without talking about it. Like he's out in the fields. I love that he doesn't use horses. He just runs. You know, him and his friend like run through the field, and they have that
Yep.
that music. You know,
Yeah.
and then he go, and I love that whole thing where they go to a city, and it's all wipe cuts, and like all the different like things they do there, and there's a wipe cut as they're running out of the city and they're going back into the fields.
Have you
It's
seen
great,
this?
man.
No, let's waste no time.
It totally is Conan without coming out and being overt and saying like, oh, you know, like society sucks, and you know, and the best or whatever. It's I mean, it still fits in that whole Conan world. But it does things that the Conan stories didn't do, right? You know, so
yeah, and I mean, it's still. I reread the Phoenix on the Sword.
Yeah.
Just
he's King Conan in that one. Yeah.
He's king. He's the king in that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just to read something to kind of get in the.
Reread my entire big freaking collection.
Holy shit! You what? Just now? Just to
like just before Halloween, I finished the whole thing. But yeah,
I'm almost on page 300 of House of the Dragon.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So House of the Dragon TV series has not started yet. Like,
yeah,
that starts around here. It's like, and this is book 1 of 2, and it's like, stop it, like, buddy, this is 780 pages. Like, stop it. This is outrageous. And there's so many. I didn't even bother memorizing any of the names because it's like they just die. It's like, oh, here's this person. He does this big thing, and he just dies. You're like, all right,
that's great.
It's like there's so much, and then George Martin reminds you of who they are, and he does like a lot of cool things where he'll say like he'll call someone like, you know, Balon the Bastard or something, and then you're like, okay, Bastard Balon. Like, he does it like that so that you know who that is.
Yeah.
Right, so he'll do it that way to help you out, because otherwise you're like, I don't remember Eddie. Like the Targaryen bloodline, because they keep marrying within each themselves, so you're like, oh, I can't. That's why I like Conan. So it's like, you know, I'm reading. So I was like, I gotta take a break from this. Like, let me go back to some like REH classics, and you're like, yeah, here you go. This is an easy read. Like, yeah, Conan fights this monster. That's it. But
I always thought Phoenix on the Sword and Scarlet Citadel like schmung together. Like, Phoenix on the Sword can be the beginning, like the inciting incident, and then you dovetail into some adventures in it, and it gets into Scarlet Citadel. That would have been a great like King Conan movie if you didn't want to do the book, man. What's it called? Out of the Dragon.
Yeah,
I never liked Out of the Dragon.
I don't remember. I don't think I read as many of the original Conans as I did for the Cull. I don't know what happened. Like, there was a time in my life where Cull was just like, I'm like, Cull's only 1 volume, so it's pretty easy to read. It's just it's just 1 book.
I've read every Robert E. Howard thing now.
I
haven't read Sprague de Camp or whatever his name is. I never read any of those, but like that's the guy who carried it forward and made like a ton of paperbacks in the 60s and 70s, right?
Yeah. I do have some of those. Like,
I never
read like
those.
Novellas. They're small, right?
Yeah.
I've got some of those just from randomly buying them as when I was younger.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I read Conan the Destroyer novelization.
That's cool.
And it is Tothamon. I'm sorry. The novelization is not Tothamon.
Oh, okay.
It's I forgot his name. Damn it. Ram something? Rama? No.
I can't remember.
It's not Tothamon. So that was obviously a change.
Yeah, they switched it up, but
that pissed people off.
Yeah.
The thing is that Conan the Destroyer is Marvel Conan. It's got a team of guys. He's going on a super adventure. Like,
it's the Conan color comic. It's
right. It's that. It's what you've got.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, again, is that Conan too? Sure, it could be Conan. Like, I don't think these properties, like, it's not like, again, not like Eternals, or not like, what's another bad one where it's like so far removed, you're like, why is this even called this? Like, John Milius didn't come in and to use Jodorowsky's term, rape the source material or whatever. That's what he said. He's like, "Oh, I raped Dune." It's like I took Dune and then I made it myself.
Yeah, it's like Super Mario Brothers, like the '90s movie.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I get that they have something that looks like overalls, but like this is not Mario.
No, I saw that in the theater.
Yeah, me too.
I still liked it. I'm like, it's all right.
I forget like when it came out, like Super Mario World had come out, so like Yoshi's in it, you know.
Yeah.
And Yoshi just looks like a Velociraptor, just looks
Right.
like a thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it whatever. Like, it's just that's just the way that those movies were made back then.
That's what you expected back then, like
Right.
a half attempt at it, right? So
Right.
yeah.
So, but yeah, obviously Conan 1 is my favorite movie. I like Conan the Destroyer. As a kid, I like Destroyer more because it's more action. And same as you, I thought there was more monsters. But when you watch Conan, that witch woman, there's those spirits that attack him. There's a giant snake that he fights.
Yeah.
Also, Doom turns into a snake himself.
Mm-hmm.
What other ones? I mean, like, it's still pretty awesome. But yeah, you don't think about
all
it.
that.
Yeah, you forget that. It's obviously it doesn't have Andre the Giant in like a monster costume with a horn.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's pretty epic. And you've got Tothamon, who transforms into like he's the character from the Scarlet whatever.
Yeah, Scarlet Citadel. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Classic Comics.
In Classic Comics.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the 80s. Yeah, Conan 80s is my favorite movie. So Classic Comics has a channel as well, and he just had the guy who does Super Team Family. Have you seen that?
No.
That's that website where this guy literally takes every character ever and teams them with people.
Okay.
So he had like the Phantom versus Fing Fang Foom. You're like, that's what the hell? Yeah. He finds images that look similar and combines them into a team up book.
Okay.
So it looks like Brave and the Bold or whatever, or 2-in-1 or whatever. So it looks like it's the font.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Super Team Family. I don't know if it's superteamfamily.com or you can look it up. You'll find it.
It's like Batman Family, like the family font.
Yeah. So it has the font or whatever, Superman Family or whatever. So it has like that kind of font, and then it has like so it'd be like Conan, and he has a Conan guy, and then you'll have like fucking Flash Gordon or something. And it's like, and they're fighting, like Thanos. It's like so random.
Yeah.
And it'll say like Conan and Flash Gordon team up. You're like, what the hell? And it looks like a real cover to one of these team up books. So Classic Comics had that guy on as a stream.
That's cool, man.
So I watched. I was maybe a minute or two late, but I caught the whole entire thing except for the first minute or two. But so that was a lot of fun. Yeah, thanks. That was a great stream. So yeah. So okay. So obviously we love the first two movies. I remember the music's my favorite soundtrack as well. And I remember when I was sitting in the theater and the Conan music came up. It's like dun 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 dun. I was like, holy shit! It's King Conan. This is, oh my god! And it was the Scorpion King.
Oh yeah.
And they used that music for the Scorpion King trailer. I was instantaneously furious, and I'm like, F the Scorpion King.
Yeah.
I'm like, and we saw Scorpion King. I was like, it's probably okay, right? But I was like, nope, this movie's bullshit. Just based on the fact that they used the Conan trailer music, that psyched me out.
You know what makes me laugh about Scorpion King is when we were in the theater, and so it's a terrible script. And it's like so lackluster. So the bad guy is practicing his big move, and his big move is some sort of weird thing where he takes these two weapons or whatever, and he does this, and he can block anything that way. So like someone throws like a spear at him and goes like that, right? So then at the end of the movie, he faces off against like the Rock, right? And the Rock is about to throw a thing, and you're like, if he fails at this movie sucks.
Right.
And so he throws a thing and he doesn't do it and he gets speared and even I was like, what's the point of pumping that up then? Like, what
did I say
that? Like, what the hell? Yeah. And I was like, this movie really does suck, man.
Okay, hold on. Did I say that?
You said that.
Oh,
you threw to me and you're like, if he misses this movie
sucks. I was right. I'm telling you, young J-Man was really smart. I was on top of my game because The whole movie, the guy's doing
I can't.
this
I have
move.
to watch it again. I think he does a thing like this, or yeah.
Right. Yeah, he's able to block anything there is, and then he
But they
can't
didn't-
block it. It's like,
But he
well,
didn't,
what?
like, I would accept if he did it one time and he blocks it, and then Rock tries again and he does it. Like, then I
Right.
would be like, okay, well, like, you did show that he is the best at doing whatever the hell that is, right?
Well, beat him another way. Like the whole thing is like, okay, he blocked it, and then you have to beat him another way because he's able to block
Right.
or whatever. Like it's just right.
It's like they're like, just to get this movie over with.
Yeah, that's lazy ass bullshit. See, I knew it. I listen. I was very smart when I was younger. It's like I could. It's like I'm like this is a bunch of crap. I remember when we saw this is going to come up on Punisher when we do Punisher in a couple.
Oh
of weeks.
yeah, you're like he's gonna destroy that whole family.
Oh yeah, you and I were sitting in that theater, and then Laura Herring, she's in charge, and Travolta, she's the wife of Travolta in that movie, and she's like, and then Travolta's like, oh, kill his wife or whatever, and then Laura Herring is like, no, kill his whole family.
Yeah,
and literally his entire bloodline is at a picnic for whatever reason.
Yeah, I know.
It's like it's anyways. So then they wipe them all out, and I turned to you, Sean. I was like, oh man, I was like, freaking Punisher's gonna this woman's gonna get a. I thought she was gonna get Exterminator 1, where Robert Ginty puts that guy in the meat grinder, like.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's gonna meat grind this woman or something. Nothing happened. I was like, really? No, you guys, that's a fail.
Well, that movie, oh god
that's
damn.
A fail. I'm gonna rewatch it, and I'm gonna give it a fair shake on its.
Then you'd be like, you know what? That popsicle thing is awesome.
Oh, I hated that in the theater.
You know what? The rubber fire hydrant is amazing. What a clever plot thing. Well, go rewatch it. Go on.
I'll rewatch it,
man. It's like it's a shit.
I know it's a shit movie, but like, oh man, no, I'm gonna rewatch it because, to be fair, but yeah, oh dear. So, all right, so Conan 2011, Jason Momoa. We didn't really know. I didn't know too much about Jason Momoa. I can't remember if he must. I think he was on Stargate or one of the Stargate shows.
He's on stuff, yeah.
And so he came out. I bought the poster. I got the soundtrack as well. We saw it in theater in 3D. My initial reaction was that it was awful. I couldn't see anything. And I am now positive, because now I've got lots of evidence. If it's in 3D, we cannot go to the theater that is next to Steve's place.
Oh yeah.
Every movie that we've seen there that I thought was dark, Violent Night, 47 Ronin, Judge Dredd or Dredd 3D, Conan, this one that we're talking about, Conan. All four of those looked awesome at home.
Yeah.
I watched, like, I rewatched Conan 2011. I'm like, this is visually amazing. Like, there's a lot of areas, and I'm like, I could see everything very clearly. I'm like, what the hell? 3D is just shit at his theater.
Yeah.
It's just shit. It's too dark. They darken it anyways, and then the 3D makes it darker.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I didn't like the movie that much, but it's Conan, so I was like, whatever. So, but even then, I did think that Jason Momoa, as a visual representation of Conan, looked very good.
Yeah, he just needs some work on tone, like, but I'll get into it when I.
Yeah. So we could get okay. So first impressions were back then in 2011. I was like, I thought Jason Momoa looked good. Like, Conan's a thief, right? So he's got to be a bit nimble. Like, Schwarzenegger's so huge, and they make fun of it. They actually make fun of it in the movie. He says, "You're too big to be a thief," right? So Bottai says that to him. He's He goes, "You're too big to be a thief," and they kind of even mention that. Schwarzenegger's my hero, so I would never say anything negative against him.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of it, I was like, So we'll get into the rewatching. So what do you remember what your first thoughts were when we saw it together?
When we first saw it, so at that point I had read like quite a bit. I didn't read everything, but I read quite a bit of Conan, right? So I was disappointed with it because at the time I felt like, well, it's funny. I mean, at the time, I felt like all the violence and stuff was more sort of like obnoxious and everything, and because at the time they were making a lot of these kinds of movies. When you look back, they're awesome, but the thing, like Shoot 'em Up and all that stuff.
Yeah, oh, that
But
was great.
yeah, like Shoot 'em Up was an obnoxious movie, but you
It
look at it
was.
now, it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but it's like, but this was sort of like in that realm, and now they would never make a movie like this.
Right.
Like chopping off that guy's nose and everything.
And then he's like
Um,
shoving his like thumb in
yeah.
the like
Well,
in the hole.
they put that one woman pushes that dude off the cart, and it's like that's enough, right? But then they cut to like the cartwheel slices him in half for no reason.
Like, what?
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, but yeah, that and I felt it was way too generic. It's like, because I was like, this isn't Conan enough. It's like he's not reacting to things. He doesn't really. I mean, they mentioned it's not even him that mentions Crumb. It's like his dad or whatever. The whole fighting guys because like avenging his family could kiss my ass. That's another movieized thing, and I was like, even if you wanted to do a sequel, where are you going from here with this version of Conan, right? And I felt like I remember there's one and I think I said this to you when we came out of the theater, about a half hour into it, he's with his arm wrestling buddy. And that guy's telling all the naked women around them he's talking about Conan and goes, oh, this guy, and he's talking about the events of Tower of the Elephant,
right?
And so that takes place, I guess, before this movie. And I told you, it's like, why tell me about a better Conan story than what I'm watching?
Yep.
It's like, please don't do that. And it's
like, don't remind me. Tower of the Elephant is awesome.
Conan. It's like, what the hell, right? And so yeah. I just I thought it was okay at the time, and but I was disappointed that they had this opportunity to make a new Conan movie, and they were talking a big game before it. There's a lot of not featurettes, but there's like not even special, but I guess press junkets on TV.
I watched all of the features on the
Blu-ray. and they're all like, they seem like fans.
They're
and
when you watch this,
it's like, where's the fandom? It's like nothing Conan is in this. It's just you could put another character in this and it would be fine. It doesn't need to be Conan. I was disappointed when it came out. So
yeah, me too. And now I've rewatched it, and I've got a way different opinion in the sense of, it's still not a Conan thing, but it's just an awesome movie because it's super violent and crazy.
It's awesome, yeah.
It's awesome because of that, but it's not. Again, it's not Conan, but it's not Conan. It's just I don't know. Like it's like someone's like, you know what it is? It's someone who's a fan of what they think Conan is.
Right.
So
it's all of the Thongors and everything. It's like everyone who read those Conan's like, yeah, I'll do a thing where it's a guy with a sword and he fights guys and he's running from these guys or guards and everything. Yeah, but that's you're missing the point, But it's still cool. Like I'll still read it, but yeah.
Right. No, I love Thongor.
Yeah.
I'm on book 2. Book 2. Man, amped up. Like chapter 1, giant water creatures. I was like, oh, here we go. I'm like, yeah, this guy, what's the guy's name? Lynn
Carter.
Lynn Carter.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, book 1, that was just to whet your appetite. Now it's fucking Thongor time. It's like, boom, like right away. It's like creatures. It's like shit. Yeah. I read the first couple of chapters and I started getting pumped up. And then my wife got me this, and I'm like, well, my wife bought this for me, so I was like, I got to read this now.
Yeah.
So I put aside Lord of the Rings, but god damn, Thongor is awesome. But yeah, this Conan movie was like, here's what I think Conan is. It's all in one movie. It looked like Scorpion King kind of thing. Yeah. So.
Scorpion King looked a lot cheaper though.
It looked cheaper.
There's some cool backgrounds and stuff in this.
Cool.
But we didn't notice that when we were watching it. Like that big skull mountain thing.
Yep. The theater sucked on that one.
There's some cool stuff. I noticed rewatching it, they reuse a lot of footage in their own movie. So it's like they use the same green screen shot of Conan on his horse riding, and the camera goes up to him and goes away as he's riding off. They do that to introduce 2 areas, It's the same thing but different backgrounds, but it's the same green screen shot.
Yeah.
And when they're fighting the Dweller, they just call it the Dweller, but when they're fighting that, they cut to that one guy and he's like, yeah, like that. But he does that a couple times. And it looks the same shot.
It's like, what are you doing?
Going, like that.
Yeah, okay. If this movie wasn't called Conan, and it was just like a fantasy, I'd be like, this is awesome.
This is awesome, yeah.
Right? Like I would be like, this is like the damn best movie ever.
Yeah.
You called it Conan, so now I came in with my expectations, and that's what was the fail. But watching the making of, and like they were so passionate. They're like, we want to make Jason Momoa's like, I'm coming back in a year to do another one. I want to come back every 2 years and do another one. You're like, oh God.
Yeah.
Here's what happened on that movie. They got so excited to do Conan, and they're like, oh, he's a pirate. Oh, he's a thief. Oh, he's a barbarian. Oh, he's born on the battlefield. Oh. And they're like, okay, guys, what is the storyline of this movie?
Yeah.
There is no storyline.
Like I get what the villain's trying to do, I suppose, but
you know what? It's literally assembling the Hellboy 2 crown. And I actually looked up. I think Hellboy 2 came out before this movie. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
We could check, but it's the what's the goblin or the elf kings, the elf prince, the elven prince. He's trying to assemble the crown that controls the Golden Army.
Yeah,
and everyone's got different piece. You know, they go to the troll market or whatever. And I'm like, holy shit, this is Conan. And I happened to watch Hellboy 2 and Conan on like the same day.
Yeah,
let me just check Hellboy 2.
But there's cool, like I don't remember anyone on a land boat that's carried by slaves. Like that's a cool visual. It's weird. It's like he's on his boat and people are just carrying it, and that's how he walks around, and that's how he travels around. And that's in this movie, but it's like I don't remember that in any of the Robert E. Howard stuff. It's just something they came up with, or I don't know. You know,
they basically 2008 is Hellboy 2. Wow, that's a masterpiece. That's a masterpiece movie, and it's still damn good. We should do that.
Yeah,
even though we're doing newer movies as well, but like I don't want to do Spy Smasher because we watched it now. But yeah, so I don't know. I think it's a wicked fun movie.
Yeah,
as a fantasy movie, it's not Conan, but it's not Conan. Like they have some things in there. I think Jason Momoa would have been a good Conan. I think they needed to pick one thing, like maybe do him as a pirate in this one, right? And just stick with that. Or if he's a thief, then have him do a thief thing.
But the
like
thing,
this avenging the avenging the parents, it's like, yeah, but we already saw this. Like, why are you remaking the storyline of Conan the first movie?
Yeah.
It's like, because that wasn't a thing either.
Make him just like, like he's heard of this giant jewel in this area and he's gonna go there, but it's like devil haunted and whatnot. And
why doesn't he get a piece of the crown? Why doesn't he go get a piece of the crown? That villain comes in, kicks the shit out of him with, like, maybe he's drunk, right?
Yeah.
And he kicks the shit out of Conan, leaves him for dead, takes the crown piece, and then Conan's like, screw you, buddy. You're taking
no one ever does that to me.
You don't do that to me.
Yeah.
And then that's super simple.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. Because Conan doesn't need a heck of a lot of reasons to go do so. Maybe you killed his woman. He's there with like a woman. He just gets a woman that night. They kill her. They try to kill him. They steal his money. They steal a piece of the crown that he happened to have had. Then he goes after them to get the crown back, his money back, and to get revenge. And that's enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's almost the same storyline that you have, but you didn't copy the first movie, which was really not the origin anyways.
No.
And it's like, I don't like, they tried to show a little bit of like, oh, here's the Sumerian life. And they could have flashed back. I like that he's got the egg in his mouth. And Conan and young Conan kills all those guys and comes back and he spits the egg and it's perfect. Like he didn't even break.
Yeah.
It didn't even break because he's so good.
Yeah.
So that's okay. You could have still had those flashbacks, right?
Yeah, I think the Sumerians should be as mysterious as they are.
That's true.
Yeah. Like I get what they're based on, but like I don't need to see it, right? I don't need to see baby Conan and all that. And they're trying to do something philosophical there with the fire and ice analogy. They're like,
that was a fail.
like you're hot like fire, like cool down and all, and then he cuts the ice and he falls in the ice and stuff like that. And then there's his dad dies by fire and everything. And
Yeah.
it's
bad.
They're trying to do the thing, and then at the end, like they're trying to do some sort of wrap up with like he earns the sword, but I can't remember like symbolically how. He fights that guy and he wins, and it's like, and then he has the sword, and then I like that he grabs it by the blade, which you never see, right? Oh, like that, and he holds it up like that upside down.
Yeah, I like that. No, I mean this movie is a cool movie.
It's a cool movie anyways,
right?
Yeah, and that's the thing, and it's fun to revisit because it's mega bloody. It's like
it's crazy.
Everyone, and there's nudity and everything. It's like what you wanted as a kid, but it's good at that cosmetic stuff, which is easy to do. But it's like it's not good at being, it's like, he fights those sand guys, and he's totally nonplussed because it's just like an action hero fighting sand guys in a Hollywood movie. But it's like, wouldn't he be like Crom? And it's like, and then he's like fighting them, but like he's not really reacting or anything. I mean, Conan was still stunned. That's what I liked about him as an action hero. It's one of the few times I saw when I was younger where the action hero was like stunned by what he's seeing. It's like like the hackles raised on the back of his neck when he sees like that giant spider in Tyre the elephant and all that stuff. It's like he's still stunned, but he still has to survive, so he'll still fight it. But he doesn't like what he sees. There's none of that. There's none of the his reaction to wizards. Like, he doesn't like wizards, and that was always a trope thing that was unique to Conan, and then bled over into other fantasy things. But that was like a big part of the theme of Conan, and he doesn't make any comment about that. He's just fighting guys because the script says so. It's just it's weirdly hollow in that sense. That's what makes it feel generic to me. And look, it's cool as a fantasy thing, but like we shouldn't have to resettle,
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I hate when you're in a position like this because I'm watching the 2011 Conan. I'm like, this movie's awesome. It's not Conan at all. It's not Conan, but it's kind of awesome.
Yeah,
and I'm like, he's fighting those sand people. It's like, wouldn't he should be like, Crom, like
as their form is Crom.
Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And there needs to be, I hate to compare, but I liked the heavy duty fights of Conan, like the Schwarzenegger, because like it's like he's lifting up that sword, and literally Milius is the best. He goes, no, these are real swords. They're heavy as shit.
Yeah.
It's like he goes, when Schwarzenegger's putting this shit up, it's like, like you can see like the big it's like the big muscles are like
mega muscles. Yeah.
It's like, that's awesome. And this Conan was movieized in like now I'm like cool and whipping around and posing and stuff.
I love when Bob Lagoon tries to pick up the sword and he can't.
Yes.
in the second one,
Malik. His name is Malik.
Malik.
I remember the name.
Yeah.
I was watching my buddy. I was watching Space Ice again today, and he was big. He was talking about Time Cop.
Yeah.
And in Time Cop, the girlfriend from Ferris Bueller's Day Off is in Time Cop. So it's the girl from Ferris Bueller. Is in Time Cop, and that's Van Damme's wife.
Yeah.
Van Damme comes to talk to her, and the narrator guy's like, she's like, when she sees Van Damme, she immediately dumps Ferris Bueller and marries Van Damme. And then it shows like Ferris Bueller, and he's super skinny and pasty white.
Yeah.
And they show Van Damme in like this big muscular body, and he's like, she's made an improvement. And it's like, it's not the character from Ferris Bueller.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, man, walking. What's up?
Oh my god. Oh, Maya Sara, she was in Legend. Yeah. Oh yeah, we gotta do Legend.
Yeah, Legends. Yeah.
And there's like 17 versions and different soundtracks.
Oh my gosh.
Tangerine Dream is the real soundtrack.
And they use the unicorn in
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, yeah. It's the same
there's 4,000 Blade Runners. I don't know. You can't vote. You didn't see 2011? Well, it's a fun fantasy schlock movie.
Yeah.
But it's not Conan. So But man, but again, it's not Conan. I keep saying that it's not Conan.
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, like
It's-
he's on that pirate ship, but that's not really Conan on a pirate ship. I mean,
Right,
you don't call him Amra, which
right,
fine. I get it, but
right.
like, but also, when I think I can't remember what story it is. I don't think it's Queen of the Black Sea or anything, but it's the one where he joins a pirate ship by he just joins and they don't like him and everything, and then he just like hangs out with the crew and does all this stuff, but he's like learning in a couple of days, and then and then he challenges the captain, and and like everyone knows that if you kill the captain, you become the captain.
Right.
And so he challenges the captain and he's like, you knew this had to come, right? And then so he asserts himself in a matter of days and becomes the captain of that ship, which is perfect Conan in that like he's this like bull in a china shop, and
Right.
he's everything that you want to be at your work, right? That you take control of. No, that's it's the fantasy of that, right? No,
there's
that
the
he's so
pool of the-
assertive and manly. He just like masters something in a few days and becomes the head of the
Right.
thing in like 2 or 3 days, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I've got my Conan books are on. I have them all.
Yeah.
They're in a different room, but I have them all on my Kindle as well.
Yeah.
I bought the Kindle is like $2 for all the Robert E. Howard Conan.
Oh yeah.
It's just,
So
it's just like
this has everything.
yes, I've seen
It
that.
even has the drafts and stuff he didn't complete. Which is funny when I read through them, I realized that Marvel Comics totally took all that stuff and made like stories of them, which is great.
Oh, that is
'cause I was
awesome.
like, I've read this though. It's like, yeah, I was in Marvel. And some collections don't have like God in the Bull. Because
I like God in the Bull.
Yeah, I can't remember what the exception was about that. Like, it's not officially something or other, but like, God in the Bull is a great example of like it's a Conan story, but it's a mystery, right?
Right.
And like everyone thinks that guy that Conan killed that dude, right? And then he finds a giant snake at the end.
I'm trying to find the. Oh, here we go. So, oh shit, there's so many.
Yeah.
What was that one called?
Which one?
The one that you were talking about earlier.
I don't know. I
Okay, so yeah,
knew,
Phoenix
but...
on the Sword is awesome. Scarlet Citadel is awesome. Tower of the Elephant is awesome. The Pool of the Black one, was that it? No.
Oh, I don't know.
I think that's the one. Queen of the Black Coast.
I thought it was Queen of the Black Coast, but like I don't know if it is.
It could be. The problem is that one doesn't have chapter titles, so you can't tell.
No, yeah, but it's the one that introduces Belit.
Oh yes, yep.
However you pronounce her name.
I say Belit, but I could
Belit, yeah. Star of her own comics right now. She's like
yes, I picked up that. Yeah, her and Valeria teamed up.
Yeah.
Why does this not have a? Oh, that's really stupid. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so
yeah, I can't remember which one it is, but
I also have the 2 Thongors on here as well. The first 2 Thongors, because you can't get those in physical format.
Oh,
or
yeah.
At least I can't find them.
Yeah.
All right, so we could do we can give our official rating, I guess, of this movie.
Okay.
So normally the way space works for everybody who doesn't know, the way I review movies, comic books, TV shows, all that stuff is I use the SPACE method. It stands for story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 for bad, 2 for amazing. When you add up all 5 scores, you get a score out of 10. So if a movie or a book or a show or whatever comic book gets a 5 out of 10, 5 out of 10 means it's good. It's a pass. 5 out of 10 is a pass. It's like, yeah, that was okay. Most movies, comic books, whatever, really should score between 4 to 6.
Right.
Like if it's not kind of a pass, then what the hell are you guys doing? Right. Like, so this method is actually very easy on things, but it's also hypercritical, because if you get a 10, and then you can get 10s, because if everything is perfect, it's perfect, and it's not perfect compared to other movies. So here's the asterisk.
Yeah.
If we're reviewing Conan the Barbarian 2011, we are comparing this to fantasy movies and itself. So how is this like as a Conan movie? How is this to other fantasy movies?
Yeah.
We're not comparing Conan the Barbarian 2011 to Evil Dead
Hmm.
or to
Right.
Star Trek the motion picture. Like
Yeah.
that's because a lot of times,
or even the original Conan.
or
Yeah.
you can throw it. Yeah, you can think about the other Conan because it's still a fantasy-ish movie, so
Yeah.
that's fair game.
Yeah.
So Conan, for me, Conan 1 is a 10 out of 10. It might
Yeah.
not be 10 out of 10 for a lot of people. They might think it's a bit slow.
Right.
The big complaints of Conan, the Schwarzenegger movie, is that it's slow.
Hmm.
And that's really the only complaint I really hear. People are just like, it's a bit slow. I don't know what's going on. So maybe story and slow, like pacing, get a little bit dinged. For
Yeah.
me, it's 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Conan, we're not comparing it to Mortal Kombat. We're not comparing it to Star Wars, which is why, or Police Academy 4, which I have a poster of. We're comparing it to fantasy movies. So as a storyline, okay. Yeah, so if a movie gets, and even let's say this movie got 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
This got 10 out of 10. That doesn't mean it's as good as Planet of the Apes, which I also think is 10 out of 10. So that's not how this works, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not going to work like that. Because sometimes I've given movies, like I'll give a movie a high score, and people are like, are you insane? Like I gave Terrifier 2 like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's secretly a 10 out of 10, but I gave it an
Mhm.
8 out of 10 just so I don't look completely biased.
Yeah.
And they're like, how can the Terrifier 2 be an 8 out of 10? And then they look at a review I did and they're like, oh, you gave, like Winter Soldier an 8 out of 10. Like, how is that possible? I'm like, well, Terrifier 2 is equally good a Terrifier movie as Winter Soldier is equally good as a comic movie, right? So that's how that works. Okay. So for the storyline of Conan 2011, what would you give the storyline? Because I don't know. I'm thinking like 0.5 maybe, or
I was
maybe
gonna give it a 1 because
Yeah.
for what it is, it's like there's
okay.
this 20 minutes of like the origin and then why he's seeking revenge.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is like him like the bad guy on that quest to get they make it fairly clear what he's doing.
Yeah. Okay.
They make it fairly clear that Conan's still after that guy.
Right.
When he sees the dude with no nose and all that, he's like, oh, that's a lead. And then so as a
He's
story,
investigating.
it's a 1 for
okay.
me. Yeah.
Pass. I'll give it a 1 as well. It's kind of a pass.
Yeah.
Pace. I actually wasn't bored on this movie, but I think the pacing on this one is a little bit off. Not in how long it is or if it's boring or not, but they needed to focus more on some scenes more and remove other scenes.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was too long or too short. I think it's like they're showing you that pirate thing. It's like, yeah, but that has no bearing on anything.
No.
Remove that and give me some extra scenes of like maybe dialogue so I understand what the relationships are. So this is a very tough one to score on pacing because I'm not bored, but I almost feel like they should have removed it. Usually for pacing, I look at, can you remove this scene?
Yeah.
It's like, and yes, you can remove the scene, but then if you remove all the scenes that you can remove in this movie, it's going to be super short.
Yeah, the beginning and end of this movie needs some paring down. That origin doesn't need to be a half an hour, man.
Right.
It's like this movie is about like it's under
honestly.
2 hours, right? It's
Right.
like 1 hour 40 or something like that.
Which is a good it's actually perfect
I know, but
time.
but it makes the beginning and ending look too overbloated.
That's what I'm saying.
Into that film. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They need to remove scenes from the beginning and extend some of the scenes in the middle, which are very fast.
There's a great little snippet where they're all on the boat, like the woman, the buddy, and
they do
Conan.
nothing.
And
it's like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and the dude is explaining Conan, and he's like, you see him as a barbarian, but like,
right.
He wouldn't like, kill his own or like or enslave people like the rulers
right.
of civilization, right? Which is like great Robert E. Howard stuff.
That is Conan.
But that's a freaking small part of it. I was like, more of this, please. This is awesome. Yeah.
So my thing is either just if you're not gonna like that part of the boat was so fast, it's like, okay, so why is this even here? Because it's just
Yeah.
you just
And I love
insert
when
it.
he's like, Conan just assesses her and says like, in that same scene, it's like that scene. I don't know, and like everything else, great got cut out, and they left that one thing.
Right.
Conan assesses her and says, get rid of this dress and give her like war fatigues and stuff, and like give her like the leathers and the and the armor. And it's like, and then he walks off, and then the buddy's like, he likes you, and that was cool. Yeah.
So I'm
Anyway.
gonna give it a 1 because I'm not bored, but I think that they needed to cut some bits and extend other bits, but keep the time the same. An hour 40 minutes is good, no longer. I don't want it to be longer.
Yeah.
But I want some of the better scenes to be longer and some of the nonsense stuff to be shorter. So I'm gonna give it a 1.
I'll give it a 1 as well. As I said, the beginning is bloated to me, and also the ending. So that I thought that main bad guy died like 3 times, like, and he didn't. But like, it's like I know he's gonna die. I'm not stupid. It's not like I've never watched a movie before.
Right.
It's like, kill this man already. Oh my god. It just goes on and they go down that thing, and then they're on that round freaking thing. And I'm like, oh,
I like
what's happening? I know, but it goes on a bit too much. It's like, I get that you need to make a big production of killing that guy because it should be hard to kill him, right? But just it's stretch it. Yeah, I used to always do that with my hosts when I used to direct.
That's an in joke.
Yeah. 1, man.
I'm still giving it a 1. I mean, like, we're at a point now where movies are 3 hours as a standard.
I know.
Like, 2.5 hours is a complete standard that people have accepted, and I have not accepted it. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. What did I just watch? Oh, I watched The Void. No, what was the other one I watched?
Avatar freaking 2.
No, Avatar.
3 hours and 12 minutes, and it's a basic story. It's a like a 2-hour story at best, like maybe 90 minutes, between 90 minutes and 2 hours, stretched out into 3 hours and 12 minutes. Everything's a trope. Like, it's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
It's like Avatar 1. I saw it once in the theater, and I've never freaking seen it again.
Me too. I'll watch Avatar. We saw Avatar 2.
We saw Avatar 2. I will never watch it again. I'll think back to it. I'll remember it, but I won't watch it again. Yeah.
Yep. All right. The artistry, I'm going to give this a 1.5. And the reason I'm giving it more than a pass is that I think there's a lot of cool areas.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cool stuff. It looks cool to me. I don't know. And the music was like not too. Obviously, it's not Basil Poldoris or whatever.
It's pretty good though.
But it's pretty okay. Right. I got the soundtrack of it.
Yeah.
And I thought it looked cool. Like, they had the sand guys were kind of neat. They are real guys. They're not just CGI.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool looking. Like, and I'm watching it on a 4K 65-inch TV. It's not on 4K, but it is a Blu-ray up convert. I thought it looked pretty awesome. And when I saw this in the theater, I would have given the artistry a 0.5 because I shit.
Can't see anything.
I couldn't see shit.
Yeah.
So Sean, what do you think for artistry?
I'm giving it a 2.
Giving it a 2. Oh, awesome. Nice.
There's a lot of effort put into this, man. It's like, I feel bad because that wheel thing is cool. No one looks doing that. That ship is like, that's crazy ridiculous. This is awesome. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that's hilarious. It's like, and you can ram into like walls and stuff with it. And the woman with the thing, the claws and stuff. That's
Rose
cool.
McGowan.
But she's a Bond villain. It's like she's
awesome,
the henchman with a cool gimmick that you remember. There's a lot of cool stuff in this, man. And the guy with no nose. So exactly that's a guy Conan has to get. Great visual. It's awesome.
Maybe let me think. Maybe I will give it a 2. I was hesitant only because there's too much like of this, like, oh, here, like, it's like establishing shot, here we are, and then you go away. It's like, wait, I didn't have time to absorb. This is like,
well, that's what the pause button's for now.
Yeah, I guess this was the Phantom Menace, or what? No, the Attack of the Clone Syndrome. Where there's a lot of cool areas, like, oh, that looks cool. Wait, you're gone. So hold on, you're gone. You're like, I didn't get to see anything. So maybe I will give it a 2. I'll think about it. I'll think of it because you made some points. So what about characters? What do you think about characters?
I'm back and forth on this.
I don't know. Okay. the main villain to me is boring.
Yeah.
I do like Conan. I like his friend. I like Rose McGowan, and I don't mind the girl.
Hmm.
But I might give it a 1. I might just give it a 1 because
I gave it a 1 as well.
yeah,
I was considering 0.5, but because I like Conan's okay, but I think I think he got Henry Cavill here, in that he's a great casting choice.
right.
I think at this point in his career, he hadn't had the acting chops he kind of has today. I mean, like, I know people make fun of him for his bro dude version of Aquaman, but like he acts great in Game of Thrones, you know.
Yes,
Like
there is
he can
that.
do it, but it's like here they didn't hit upon who the hell Conan is.
Right,
And like he smiles a bit too much for me, you know.
right.
Like he's a bit too swashbuckly for me. Um but um
Yeah,
but I think he's a great casting choice. The buddy is awesome. Um, you know, he's more than just like a sidekick guy. Um, I like, well, yeah, the villain can be boring. I like the idea of the villain more than I like the villain. I like the henchman
right.
woman. She's about a lot more interesting.
She's
Um,
awesome. His daughter, it's
oh
Rose McGowan.
yeah, I'll say 1.
Okay.
I'll say
For
1.
enjoyment, the enjoyment's easy. You can just give it whatever score you want.
Yeah,
Um, I usually go by I do it in 0.5 increments. So I think like, did I like the movie? Yes or no? Easy. I liked it. Okay. Would I rewatch it? Yeah. Would I recommend it to someone? Would I buy it? You know, that kind of thing. So I definitely would buy it. I definitely liked watching it, and I definitely would rewatch it. Would I recommend it? This is where I'm kind of stuck.
yeah.
I would recommend. So I'm at a 1.5 for sure.
Hmm.
Um, I'm thinking like, would I recommend it? Again, asterisks. Yes, if you like fantasy movies and you want to see something violent, and you're
Yeah.
sick and tired of these like pansy, like these pansy fantasy movies or Harry Potter stuff where it's like, yeah, like I want to see like good old fashioned sword and sandals kick ass shit.
Hmm.
And that's where I think this movie stands up. It stands the test of time in that way because we're never going to get this again.
No.
That D&D movie looks like it's going to be Marvel, right? So I don't know if I'm at a 2 yet. I might do 1.5, but I could go to a 2. If I went to a 2, where are you at on enjoyment?
1.5.
1.5, yeah.
Yeah.
So let me see where
A
you're at here.
solid 1.5.
Solid,
I
yeah.
can't go higher than that.
So you're at a 6.5. Does that sound
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, I might do. I don't know. I did enjoy it a lot. Would I recommend it? That's the thing. I don't know. The problem is that people had. I'll say 1.5 for now, and then I'll throw. So
This
we're
kind
at
of thing is a
3
niche
out of 6.
nowadays. It's awesome, and objectively, it's wicked. Like this kind of fantasy. It's violent. It's cool. It's unapologetic.
Right.
Um, and nowadays, a lot of people would watch this and say it's cheesy, or I'm bored or whatever, right? So I probably wouldn't recommend this.
Right.
More and more, this is becoming a niche, which is troubling because I don't
Right.
understand what people like anymore. Um,
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
either.
yeah.
We got like
Like
we
anything
got,
that's daring and tries to do something different uh sucks. And more of the stuff that we grew up with is the daring different thing, and it's from 30 years ago. The kind of sensibilities we like, and it's like, how is that old fashioned? It's yeah. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
we did when we had Hungry Boy on and Steven and Steve just the other day
Yeah.
for the horror stream. I mean, like horror movies and fantasy, like anything genre, all these genre movies have just died.
Well,
It's
that's what I said on that stream. When I think about it, I don't like anything past a certain point. It's like I'll watch it, I'll like it enough, but
right,
nothing stands out to me anymore. It's like maybe it's the age you see things like. like People Under the Stairs is one of my favorite movies.
Hell yeah.
I love it. And the thing is, when it came out, it wasn't like a box office burner or anything.
I liked it immediately, though. I had it on VHS.
Yeah, but even small things like that, like you could watch them and love them. They're so great, and there's all sorts of fun things to revisit because it's different and daring. And nowadays, I can't think of anything like even Cabin in the Woods is okay.
Right.
It's probably the most out there one, but I don't know. I saw it once, and I don't need to see it again.
Yeah, I haven't gone back to it at all.
Yeah.
Well, that's why when we meet, I'm gonna go meet the Terrifier people. I'm gonna tell the guy I'm gonna tell him he changed my life. It's like you changed my life. It's like I thought horror was dead.
Yeah.
And even people that like, there's a wrestler. Her name is Shotzi. So she's a horror, like her wrestling persona that you see is her real life. She's got green hair and she's all tatted up and she loves horror movies.
Yeah.
So she just posted her top 10 favorite horror movies.
Yeah.
And like she picked some weird ones. Terrifier, of course, was there. Terrifier 2.
Yeah.
But then again, even she got, and I was thinking she disappointed me. I was with her the whole. She's like counting. I'm like, yeah, that's good. And then she got to her favorites, which was Barbarian, X, and I was like, no. I'm like, no, these are the lame ones. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
And it has brainwashed people.
Yeah.
And the problem with this movie, with this Conan 2011, is that people, firstly, they come into it with hatred.
Yeah.
Because they come into it saying it's not the Schwarzenegger movie, it's not going to be as good as that. F this. That's where you start. That's where I started.
Is that really like? Because you keep saying that, but like I remember at the time the talking point was because I think Schwarzenegger was already governor, right? So he was gonna come back, and he still teases Conan 3, right? And the thing is, I think the talking point was, this movie killed that, and that's why people didn't like it. But I think Schwarzenegger killed it. That's what it was, Yeah.
Everyone kept saying, "Oh, why don't they do King Conan? What's going on?" It's just one of these things where they just wanted something and they didn't get it, and then that's the end of it. My thing is that I wanted King Conan, but what I got, which I didn't get, and I still haven't gotten, but I got a very fun fantasy movie that's violent that we're never going to see again. At least not unless I make a movie. I'm ready to go. Exterminator 3. I'm ready to do. I'm ready to do Exterminator 3. I will do Spy Smasher. Those two I can do right now. And my Exterminator 3 or I'll do Your Hunter from the Future.
Yeah.
And they don't want to, and nobody wants to see my versions of any of these movies. Like, because it's going to be violent and it's going to be, my Exterminator is going to be realistically gritty, violent. I won't do Terrifier, which is fantasy violence, right? I would do realistic, but like, there's that audience is gone. Like, what's a fantasy movie that's like this? Like, what's like a Conan type movie that even came out? Like, is Conan? Like, what's a sword and sorcery movie after this movie?
They don't really make them anymore. It's like
I can't even think of one after.
Like
this
when
movie.
I think of fun fantasy stuff in the last 20 years, and it's like Wrath of Titans, the sequel that was actually pretty good. Immortals, I really like that.
Yeah, Immortals. Solomon Kane, which is a Robert.
Solomon Kane was good. Yeah,
we should do Solomon Kane.
Yeah. Hansel and Gretel. That I liked it. I don't know. With Jeremy Renner. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
okay, so everyone told
that's
me
cool, man. I don't know.
Everyone said that was a trash movie.
No, who?
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, Steven didn't like it, I don't think.
Yeah?
I think so. Yeah, he pulled a few on me that I don't want to throw his name under the bus.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, I do like it because it's just kick ass.
That's the one where there's a whole council of witches at the end. It's like all mega costumes.
They're all awesome looking, I know. And Gemma Arterton is good. So
you know what's good too is that Brothers Grimm movie.
Oh, Steve likes that one.
No one likes that movie, and it's like, yeah, but they're not making anything like this anymore.
This cool. is so weird. So that's
right a good double bill, man. Those two.
This right here, this poster.
Yeah.
That is Brothers Grimm poster.
Yeah.
Steve had the poster and it got ruined. So he needed a replacement. So I picked one up for him when I went to the poster warehouse. So that's so weird that Brothers Grimm is right
That's
there.
cool, yeah.
Along with my House of the Dragon. Not only do you have to do you read this, you can also read. Well, I would say Game of Thrones is there, sort of political.
They started it very grounded to try and get people in, and then they went into the mega fantasy.
Oh, dude, House of the Dragon it's just dragons immediately.
Oh yeah, good.
They all have dragons, and there's a dragon battle at the end.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even a battle because this one dragon is freaking enormous. It's like it eats a full like one big dragon eats another dragon. When you see the first dragon, like, wow, that's enormous. Then this other dragon comes and eats that dragon. Like, holy shit! So you gotta watch House of the Dragon, man. It's awesome, and there's nudity and all that other great stuff that we all like. I don't know. So there have been a few. Yeah, I forgot about Hansel and Gretel. I got to rewatch that.
Yeah, fantasy movies tend to be like, if you're not Lord of the Rings, they tend to be the underrated movies, and that they come out, people don't like them, and then when you watch them, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's pretty cool, like because no one's really making that kind of thing. Lord of the Rings, like, as much as I hate to say it, kind of ruined things in that Peter Jackson's idea was to ground it, and so to get people on board. And everyone followed suit after that, like Game of Thrones did that for a couple seasons there. It was like, are you going to show cool shit? What's happening? It's like, it's in that world, right?
There's other monsters. Like in right now where I'm at in Fire and Blood, there's like sea monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
Too. Like there's other monsters.
Well, they were there in the books, but they downplayed them.
Yeah.
Early on.
Maybe for budget too. I don't know. It could have been for budget.
Yeah.
But yeah, House of the Dragon, they don't give a shit. It's like tons of dragons. There's at least one every other episode, something doing something. So
yeah.
Let's look at the voting. I was going to look at the voting. We've got 67% say yes, they did like Conan 2011.
No.
33% no. So I guess
that's I mean, something. They were going to do a show, and then there's all sorts of politics that happened, and and it was by the guy who brought you the House of the Dragon. So it would have been good, and I think that guy's a fan of Conan. So it would have been interesting to see how that would have played out. But
I would have liked to have seen. I always like giving people another shot.
Yeah,
I would have liked to have seen maybe one or two more from Jason Momoa to see how they would have kind of adjusted this.
Yeah.
They definitely wanted to do more. They were definitely fans of it. I always feel bad where it's like, even with Henry Cavill a little bit, even though I think those other movies are trash. I don't think Henry Cavill is trash, but unfortunately he's in the trash movies.
Yeah.
So I understand that they're like, look, clean slate. And people are complaining about Ezra Miller, just as a side note. It's like, oh, they haven't fired him. Well, they have to get the movie out. Once the Flash movie comes out, they'll fire him immediately.
Yeah.
It's like, they're not going to keep that crazy guy as Flash. Like, it's like, anyways, people just need stuff to report.
I know.
But like, anyway, like I would have liked to have seen Momoa do maybe one or two more just to give him a couple of shots. And it would have been cool to have a couple of newer Conan movies.
I don't know where they would have gone after this though. Like the thing too, I know the director has complained that like there was studio interference, and I don't really know at what point they were interfering. Like I kind of call BS because where, like in the script maybe, because like a lot of this stuff starts there. It's like when I look at what's wrong with this movie, a lot of it starts on the page. So at what point were they interfering? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking up. It's Marcus Nispel, I think, is the director, right?
Oh, is that Is
that who it is? Let me just check. Yeah, Marcus Nispel.
Yeah.
Now he made Pathfinder.
Yeah,
I like that one. He did the remake of Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah.
And he did the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
So I actually own 1, 2, 3. I own 4 out of the 6 movies he's made.
Yeah.
Wait, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's made 6 movies, and I own 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was a TV movie, and one of them is I've never even heard of. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a supernatural horror movie. No. But yeah, he's only made 6 movies, and I own 4 of them. So apparently, he's a great director that I like.
Yeah.
because I own his entire film. Well, it just so happens that he made movies that I have to buy. I have to buy every Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I have to buy every Conan. I have to buy every Friday 13th. And I didn't mind the Friday 13th remake. It's a Friday 13th movie. They changed a few things around, but
I
whatever.
forgot, just random. I forgot that the teaser for Leatherface like 3 was a whole riff on Excalibur. I totally forgot about that. It's like back then they would do stupid shit like this. It's like yeah,
just like the Barbie trailer did 2001 Space Odyssey,
which is random. Like what kid's gonna know what the hell that is?
That is so. I guess if you had to represent the monolith as a human, Margot Robbie's the best person to do it. And everyone's like touching her, like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't know who else to pick. She would be the one to pick, I suppose. If you have to think of like a human embodiment of the monolith, like who would you pick? I guess it's her. There's nobody else.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I wish that it would have done a bit better to like open it up more for more of these fantasy movies. Like it would have been great to see. Like we talked about John Carter, which again kind of got shafted a bit.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Yeah, everything is all YA now, and and the thing too is, I mean, Harry Potter, they're fantasy movies, but and they were influential in that there was a lot of young adult novels translated to movies, but they were all kiddie things. It's like Percy Jackson and like. There's some other
Maze
stuff
Runner.
I can't remember.
I remember it was Maze Runner, Divergent, Percy Jackson, Golden Compass.
No, but there's that one alien one.
Spiderwick.
Spiderwick, but there's an alien one. I can't remember the name of it. There's all sorts of them, and that's what we got for fantasy, right? There's that whole and that genre is come and gone, the YA.
Yeah, like they never finished Divergent, which was the only one I liked. I bought those 3. I like Divergent.
Divergent, Insurgent, like
Allegiant. Like I don't know the
Divergent, Allegiant. Yeah,
it was Allegiant and something. I was like, why are you being extra?
How'd that die on the vine like that? That movie series. It's like they just fizzled. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
Like,
well, there's Hunger Games, which starred the first female action hero of all time, which is Jennifer Lawrence. She's never living that.
But there's like 4 of those. But what they did is they took the 3rd book. 5? I thought they took the 3rd book and split it into 2.
Okay, let me check.
Because Philip Seymour Hoffman died, and then they just ended it. And now they're doing a prequel now, so that's another movie, but it doesn't have Jennifer Lawrence in it.
Oh yeah, no, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, you're right. There's 4 parts.
4. There's going to be a 5th one now, but.
Oh yeah, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. What the shit is that? That's new. Oh, that's coming out this year.
Yeah. And no one's watching it, so.
Yeah, nobody. Like it's just like, does anyone?
That was a giant franchise, man. People came out to see that. I never saw one of those. I gotta watch those.
I saw part 1 in the theater because my cousin desperately wanted to go see it.
Yeah.
And no one cared. And I was like, I'll go, but I'll just complain the whole time. She's like, no, come. I was like, okay, but I'm going to legitimately complain the entire time. And then I complain the entire time. She's like, you complain the entire time. I told you I was going to complain the entire time.
Yeah.
I got to rewatch those movies, but I remember thinking that it kind of sucked.
The thing is, we've seen it all before, and it's it's funny when we were kids, like adults would sort of like poo Star Wars, and I understand, I get it now, in that like they grew up with westerns and they saw, because I've talked to people and they're like, I don't care about Star Wars, it's just a freaking western to me. It's like I saw all this before. It's like it's Buck Rogers and his westerns,
right?
It's like and when we were kids, we saw it for the first time. It was awesome, But it's like for other people older than us, they'd seen it all before, right? So,
so to them, it's just
so that's Twilight to me. That's Hunger Games to me.
Right.
That's all of this stuff. Even Harry Potter, man. I've never to this day seen the last movie.
Me neither. I still
I've never seen that. I have it. I've never seen. And you know what? I'm excited to never see it. And I'll just like tell you, we saw every single one in the theater except for that one.
I powered through the Twilight movies. I'll power through these.
Yeah. What's this?
This is Hunger Games.
Oh, Hunger Games. One day soon I'm gonna tell the rules about the Hunger Games.
I mean, literally, like, I know that's what everyone thinks.
I know.
Oh, I like this. This looks
That's cool.
Well, I like this poster, even though Jennifer Lawrence's face is terrible. But like,
yeah.
She's
got no expression. It's uncanny how she's acted this long. It's like, are you drugged? Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
I like that. I like archery and I like fire wings, so that's kind of neat.
And her blank expression, yes.
Yeah, they had the blank expression.
Someone should CGI drool coming down her fucking mouth.
Well, the guy who made the posters knows what to do, but there's not much you can do with her face. It's just always like the same.
Yeah, I know. You can't.
I'm standing, and I'm looking on. I'm looking on
into the future.
Into the future
of my terrible career as I age.
Here's no expression. No expression.
No expression.
No expression.
Are you
I think
angry?
That's wrong
Are
too.
You anxious? Like, what is this? Are you hungry? Like, what?
Yeah, it's the Hunger Games.
It is the Hunger Games. So
I feel there should be more food in these movies.
Yeah. Was that the point though? They're fighting for food, right?
I don't know. I'm just being a goof.
You saw the movie, man.
I don't remember. There you go. That's pretty good.
That's cool.
Right? Like that's that could be Conan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's closer to the old paperbacks, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have this one.
Yeah.
Oops, it opened up a whole thing. Where is this? I have this exact one.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
You know what? Oh, by the way, the Pulp show should be coming back. I've been talking to the guy this whole time. Oh yeah.
Do you know what it is?
No, but the thing is that I got the guy's email, and another guy's taken over. So the guy I've been corresponding with for 2 years now is leaving. But I got this at the Pulp show that we were at.
Yeah.
For like $15 or something, cheap, like crazy cheap. But I definitely need to get Thongor. What the hell? Why is this Thongor? Oops, Thongor. I definitely need to get I'd like to get this.
Yeah.
This is part 1.
Yeah, that nostalgia show I went to had there was one guy that had a whole slew of paperbacks. I'd already spent my money on comics and stuff. I'm like, you know what? I would buy most of this table if I knew this. But yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's why you gotta circumnavigate, man. But also you gotta get the nooks and crannies too. And then go back.
Yeah, we missed that guy selling Flash Gordon film cells. What the shit?
It's like you always miss something. It's like, how did I miss this? What the hell?
I thought we were pretty thorough on that one, to be honest, too. And I don't know how. And then we see that guy post this video. He's like, "Oh yeah, I got these animated cells from Flash Gordon."
Yeah, I showed you. Yeah.
Where was that?
Like, where in hell was that? Oh.
Thanks, Raquel.
Hi, Raquel.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I don't know how we missed that, but yeah,
I find paperbacks are still fairly affordable, because they're not in demand. Like, people are all about comics, and they're missing out on this stuff, right? So,
yeah, I'd love to get So now the second one is this one. Oh, sorry, this is the first. This is what I'm reading right now. Wait, no, is that the one I'm reading right now? Dragon Sea. The problem is that all of the digital ones have the same. See, it's like they're all the same picture.
Oh, okay.
Right? So it's just like, I think I read the blue one. I'm pretty sure I read the blue one. So now I think I'm on the orange one. Yeah, so I'm on the orange one now, I believe. Jeez, it's like. By the way, this app sucks. Just in case if someone wasn't sure, I'll just let them all know. Oh yeah, I'm on, yeah. So Dragon City, yeah, the orange one.
Okay.
So I got 9% done, and then I got this Fire and Blood. So now I got to finish Fire and Blood.
Cool.
But I got this thing. What is it called?
Illustrated.
I got this.
What the
It
hell
is a
this?
huge hardcover. It's like on the
Oh
ground
yeah,
there.
okay.
And it's got like, so it's like someone went in and like literally drew all this.
Oh, cool.
So if you don't want to read, like it's like a shortened version with
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
So it's
Wow.
pretty epic. Like George Martin is doing it, but the problem with that guy is that he starts a series and doesn't finish it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. what to
Yeah,
tell ya.
yeah, that guy's he's never gonna finish that because he's got one more book to do for
No, two more.
two more. He's not gonna finish that. What
But
the hell?
this book is from 2018.
Yeah.
So he wrote this one instead of finishing.
Yeah.
So he wrote 5 of those Game of Thrones, or Song
Yeah.
of Fire and Ice,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Ice
yeah.
and Fire, or whatever.
Yeah.
There's 5 of those. There's supposed to be 7, so 2 more.
Right.
So instead of writing number 6, he wrote a prequel to this whole thing.
Yeah.
And that prequel is book 1 of 2, and book 2 is not written. It's like, this is terrible. and this guy at work told me, because I was reading it at work, and he's like, "You fell into that trap. It's like he's never gonna do that next one." He's like, "Stop giving him money." I'm just like, oh. I didn't know any of that. I didn't research anything. I thought, whatever. He's like,
They always do these interview things in front of audiences and stuff like that. These authors, and I saw one with Stephen King and R.R. Martin, right?
Right.
And he's like and R.R. Martin looks at Stephen King and goes, how in hell do you write so many books? and Stephen King doesn't know what to say. He's like, well, what the hell's your problem? Like, why can't you? God.
Stephen King has 1,000
Yeah,
books.
he's got other robots that write his books.
I think they do. I think it's all robots. It's written by robots or whatever. So if you want any of the posters for this, there's $7 at Movie Poster Warehouse. Like,
yeah, no
nobody
one
wants
cares
them.
about this movie. Yeah.
The poster I have is this one. That's why is it like there? That's the poster I have.
Trying to look like those old.
Yeah,
I appreciated that one. I remember that.
I bought that poster.
Yeah.
And then this is your your typical kind of
Photoshop bullshit.
And then they've got these ones here. There's Rose McGowan. What was her name? Marc.
What was our name? Yeah. She was cool. I like that.
Oh, she was freaking awesome.
I like that they put thought into it too. Like, she has that crazy hairstyle because her mother did.
Yeah.
Because they showed the mother, and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
She was weird.
Yeah.
And she had the nails. I'm trying to find one with the nails. She had the Freddy Krueger nails or whatever.
Yeah, of course he cuts that hand off.
Yes.
She does, I think. The woman, right?
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah. But she was pretty cool.
No, he does, and then she pushes her off the
right
thing. She goes, "Die!" That's her big line. Like, die.
Hey, remember Rose McGowan, Red Sonja? Remember that?
Yeah, there was posters. Yeah,
that went nowhere.
Yeah, that went nowhere. I don't get what happened there.
Yeah, that super went nowhere.
This always goes nowhere, and I don't know what their problem is. The thing about Red Sonja, and correct me if I'm wrong, there is no Red Sonja story proper. Like, she turns up and stuff, but there's no. He didn't write a Red Sonja series of stories.
I don't think so, because I cannot find it.
He's written stories with female protagonists.
Yeah, just
but it wasn't Red Sonja.
I mean, and this all looked cool. Like, you're like, okay.
Yeah, that looked cool. And when they did this, I was like, well, if you have posters, I guess you're making the movie, and they never did.
Remember this bullshit? You're like, yeah, this is the art that's coming out for Fire and Ice. You're like, when is this coming out? Like, right? Like, that's exactly that girl. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Dark Wolf, like this is badass. It's like, yeah. It's like, well, buddy, stop pointing your finger and make this movie. Like,
What happened with that?
no, I don't
You
know.
lost the rights or something, or
I have no idea.
yeah,
Necron, man, this guy was badass.
yeah.
We're doing Fire and Ice.
Oh yeah, of course.
Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do that after Tarzan.
Yeah.
Because like Fire and Ice is the greatest movie ever made. Let's do that after
After Tarzan.
After Tarzan.
Yeah.
And you have it, right?
I don't have it. I'll get it, man.
You don't have
around.
it?
It's around.
I'll find it for you, but I don't know if it's around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit harder to find, but we'll take a look at it. So I think we should do Fire and Ice. I can loan it to you anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
But oh man, I love Fire and Ice. I've got the soundtrack. Did you get the soundtrack off me?
Yep, I have the soundtrack. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, Fire and Ice. This is one of my go-tos. We have to do where we do the verses, the tournament, the animated verses. Like this is a high contender.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is just like so awesome. But okay, so yeah, we'll do Fire and Ice. Are you checking Amazon to see if it's on there?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Is it on there? It's on Blu-ray, so check and see.
Oh
no, it's on there.
Yeah, it's on there. Yeah.
Oh, you know when I purchased it? 2009, because as soon as I clicked on it, it says you've already purchased this. I purchased this on September 4th, 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's available. I mean,
Yeah, okay.
I had that on VHS and I bought it on DVD. Then I bought on DVD again just to have 2 copies of it.
Yeah.
Then I bought Painting with Fire, which was a separate extended version, which it's the Frazetta documentary.
Yeah.
And then I bought the Blu-ray because it's Fire and Ice, and I must own all Fire. Like
Yeah.
Fire and Ice, Heavy Metal, Transformers. That's probably like my 3 favorites, like right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Transformers the movie, man.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
God damn.
Are we gonna go watch the Michael Bay Beast Wars or whatever it's called?
It's not Michael Bay, is it?
Is it not Michael Bay?
No, he didn't direct this.
Oh, he didn't direct this movie?
Of course not.
Oh, why not? Oh, why
Yeah, there would have been a lot more hype if he did. But yeah.
Rise of the Beasts.
No, some other dude.
Oh yeah, Stephen K. Okay, so I guess we'll go see it.
I might watch. Yeah, I guess. It's not. It's funny. This now they're gonna be screwing around with the nostalgia of kids who grew up with Beast Wars, because it won't really be Beast Wars. It'll just like Rhinox won't say anything. Rat Trap will suck.
I
can't wait.
I own every Beast Wars thing, but I've never watched any of it.
It's awesome. I keep telling you, it is awesome. I guess the animation now would really suck, but it's a great science fiction. It's really good. If you stick with it and follow it, you'll be like, oh my god, what the hell? It's really
okay.
Cool.
So is it Beast Machines or Beast Wars, or which one's first, or what is the
Beast Wars is first. Beast Machines is the show everyone hates. It's after Beast Wars.
Okay, so Beast Wars is the good one.
Yeah.
All right. I liked that Netflix one, and I just realized everyone despises it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
why does everyone hate it?
Oh god, I don't know. They're like, oh, it's just boring and da da da. Like,
oh yeah.
I thought it looked pretty cool. I bought the art book and everything, and it's like, I'm like, everyone's. So now I've got to like be a closet fan of that Netflix War for Cybertron trilogy because like everyone despises it.
The toys were awesome. But
I bought a shit ton of.
Yeah.
There's Transformer toys down there. Transformers is like because the boxes are so big, they're kind of everywhere.
I know.
There's not just a Transformer section.
Yeah.
You can't see this, but that wall there,
mm-hmm.
from the ground to there, is lined with Transformers toys.
Yeah.
you should be now. I mean, I could. But aren't you coming on the? Aren't you streaming in like an hour?
In an hour, yeah.
Yeah, Sean
she was napping for that,
Oh, okay, yeah, it could be. Yeah, I guess because what's the time? What time?
No, they're behind 3 hours, so.
No, not Raquel though.
Yeah, she's on the West Coast. No.
Oh, really?
I thought so. I thought she was on the West Coast.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. My geography. I took okay in school. I took every advanced course. I took advanced physics, chemistry, calculus, all geography, all this garbage. I took all of these courses. And remember grade 13. Well, Raquel will know this. Grade 13,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
So we
no,
had,
I don't know if they had that in Vancouver there, but
well, we had
um,
OAC, which was
or
grade
BC.
13 or whatever.
Yeah, we had
But
always see we call it grade 13, and
yeah,
then
it's
they
grade
got rid of it.
13.
Yeah.
So I took all these advanced. I took advanced physics, chemistry, calculus, and then I'm like, why am I in this?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm an arts person. It's like I like writing and like comics. And so it's like, why am I in all these courses? And geography was one of them. And I literally took this, and I'm like, why am I taking this? I don't know anything. It's literally like, and I'll say this real quick. When I did the physics, I said this last time too. When I did the physics, the grade 13 advanced physics exam, I'm sitting there, and I was like, okay, this looks all right. I flipped the page, and I never skipped school. No, I never skipped school ever, never.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this the right exam? Like, and I'm looking over. I'm like, yeah, that guy's in my class. Like, yeah, there's Jay, my buddy Jay and Paul. I'm like, what is happening? Okay, so she's from Ontario. There you go. But she's in Alberta right now. Okay.
Alberta, yeah.
So what's the? So then that what's the? Yeah, so
I don't know what the time there is.
I was just saying.
I'm more aware of BC because my dad's family's from there. But yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that, or did I know that?
You probably did.
Oh, Sean, don't feel embarrassed or don't feel bad. I don't know. Yesterday, someone asked me where my mom was born.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, in Croatia. They're like, can you be more specific? I'm like, not really.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Then they want the province or the town or state or whatever. Yeah.
Right. So yeah. Anyway, whatever. That's when in university I changed course because I'm like, I'm sitting there in an advanced physics exam. I was like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know anything. And it's like, and I never skipped school. I think I got like a 60, so I passed everything. I got like
wow. That's pretty good, man.
Oh, no, my average was 77, and that was
Yeah.
with that was chemistry, calculus, all that nerdy shit.
Oh my god.
And
I would
it's
never
like,
do that. Math is my kryptonite, man.
The math parts I was so good on.
You're good at math. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I do in my day job, but I despise it. Like I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I liked math because anytime I was in a field, like in a theory course, like I was in art theory or I was in like film theory or I did reading English and all that. I'd be like, yeah, I'd give an opinion. They'd be like, yeah, that's a trash opinion. It's like that. You know. I'm like, well, okay, screw you. So then I went to math because 1 + 1 is 2. I'm like, there you go. It's like So, but yeah, that's what I really. And I'm like, why am I in these courses? I was in computers and all this. Like, really, like, what? Why? The only course I used was typing. I can do the proper typing. That's the only time.
Right. Yeah.
Did you have a typing course, Sean?
Yeah, I was in a typing course in high school.
That was a course.
Yeah.
Now it's just like kids are born with it.
Yeah, I know.
Like, kids just come out of the womb and they're like, I can type. Like, what's your problem? I can type. So, do you remember taking creative? Do you remember taking like cursive?
I still can't really type. I usually these two types and then I go like that.
Oh, you don't have the official? You can't do the official typing?
No, I start with the official with my pinky on the A and my pinky on the semicolon.
Right.
And the index on the J and the index on the F.
Yeah.
That's the official. I start like that, and then I just get into this.
Oh man, no!
I can type quick that way, knowing what I'm doing. But
oh no, I'd be making fun of you, man. Like my buddy, well, you know Jason.
Yeah.
He's the fastest. It sounds fake. Like it's like. And you're like, what was that? You're like, oh, I'm just typing out. I'm like, that's fake. You're just fast hitting.
He's going like this. Yeah.
No, he's not. Yeah. Like, you know in movies when someone's obviously not typing?
Yeah.
And they're like,
because they never hit the space bar.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
They never do. That, I know. I've caught that. Myself. And you're like, and you're like, okay. So they're like, and you're like, okay, that's fake. That's what his real typing is like. Next time we're playing D&D, I'm gonna get Jay to type something. Keeper, you'll be stunned. You will literally be stunned. He is the fastest typer of all time. Like Like it seems fake, and I can tell you it's not fake. He's really typing. It's like you're like anyways,
It's
but
like Perry White and Superman. It's like, in all my 30 years in the newspaper business, I've never seen anyone type faster or whatever.
yeah, here's the. I just watched Superman 1 on. I always watch Superman 1. We watched it on January 1st. So January 1st, we watched Superman Part 1, and he's like, not only does he know how to treat his chief and editor with the proper respect, not only does he have a punchy prose style, but he is, in my 30 years of experience, the fastest typist I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I love his delivery when he's like, this is the biggest thing since God talked to Moses. Like, this is the way he says it. It's like there's such anguish in his voice when he says it. Like,
oh, Rick, you should play D&D with us. We play it all the time.
Yeah.
We're playing. Well, Sean, I killed Sean's characters off because he couldn't. Sorry, Sean couldn't make it for a few rounds, so he died. But in a very dramatic way, and it made my friend Jason laugh uncontrollably. He's like, Jesus Christ, man, you missed 2 sessions and your character's dead. I'm like, yes, that's it. So I'm a tough dungeon master. Okay. But we're playing this Monday. I'm not to toot my own horn, but this story is something that I'm doing right now. So, but anyway, all right, guys, I think we've chatted long enough on this topic. So next Thursday, Scott Tracy Griffin, the author of 2 Tarzan books, is going to join us, and we're going to talk about The Legend of Tarzan, which I think is the last live action Tarzan movie they made.
Yep. That I know of. Yeah.
And I think it's pretty good. So I'm very anxious to see what he thinks, because we did not talk about this before. We usually don't talk about it beforehand. So I didn't talk to him. I just said, hey, Legend of Tarzan, do you want to talk about it? He's like, yes, that's all I've said. So I don't know. He might come on and he'll school us and be like, no, you guys are morons. Like this. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Yeah. So I also actually liked the what's the Starship Troopers guy? Starship Troopers?
Casper Van Dien.
I liked the Casper Van Dien Lost City of Gold or whatever it was. No, that's
was that the 90s one or whatever?
Yeah,
or
I have the poster for that. I've got the poster.
Yeah, I like that. I avoided it in the theater, and then when I saw it on TV, I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool Tarzan thing.
The Saints. D&D people were scared. Yes, I was there for that. People were like saying it was bad and all that.
Mazes and Monsters. Remember that?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, that was so awful, though.
I know. It's such exploitation. Yeah.
That's really brutal.
Yeah.
I could teach you anytime. I offered Clobby. I said, let's do one with just the streamers.
Yeah.
Like, I'll host it because I'll host the thing. I was like, Clobby can come on, Marc can come on.
Yeah.
Now, Marc's played D&D before, so he might not like my DMing style.
Yeah.
But I was like, Sean, like, get the streamers together for one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was kind of like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, oh, okay. He did not sound like he wanted to do that. So I was like, all right, well, then we're not doing it. But it's very easy to play. My wife, who despises, my wife only likes one game, which is Ludo, where you roll the dice and you move that many spaces. That's it. I got her into D&D pretty hardcore. So that's the only other game she'll play. Dungeons and Dragons and Ludo. That's it. Like,
I don't even know what Ludo is.
It's Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
It's literally Sorry. It's like the Indian, or not Indian. It might be European. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's literally Sorry. Sorry is the Americanized version.
I think Sorry, they had to make it interesting by making that Pop-O-Matic bubble.
I know. No, that's Trouble.
But that's Trouble. Okay.
Which
so
is
Sorry
also
doesn't
Sorry.
have that? I can't remember. Yeah.
But Trouble is the same thing as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, it's just rolling dice, but they just like do this like gimmick to roll the dice. Yeah.
Yeah. I love getting into trouble.
Trouble.
Oh, God.
Bubble. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't. Sean and I, we like commercials. Sean, I don't know. We can sing every TV theme.
Yeah.
We did that once going to Steve's place, right? It was 90 minutes of Sean and I singing every TV theme.
Yeah. TV themes and jingles. It's like Connect Four and freaking Mousetrap. I used to know all of Mousetrap.
Oh yes,
and Rubbed Up Top, which flips the man into the pan, and Chopper said, "Here comes the net."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I used to know that more. Yeah.
Well, and we like the droids theme. I love doing the droids theme.
My in a danger zone.
Yeah, my award-winning short story, second place from Echo Base. I don't know if you guys, anyone on there watches Echo Base Network. They had a short story contest. I was number 2. I actually got prize money. They offered prize money, and my story was called "Brain Designed by Man," which is what I took from that thing.
It's the brain designed
by man. Yeah. Oh, I love the droids theme song. It's great, but
it's too good. It's like it should have just been a song.
Good. It should have been a longer song. Yeah. But Pop-O-Matic Bubble. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. There's Pop-O-Matics. Yes. But all right, guys, I think that is it. So yeah, so next Thursday, that's a good one with our buddy Scott Tracy Griffin from Tarzan. And then this Saturday, though, Sean and I are doing a stream on this Saturday. It'll be done before Clobby Star Trek, but I'm going to get the comic vet. So Chris is coming on, first time coming on the channel. We're just going to talk comics and stuff. He's a super cool guy. He lives like just around the corner from us. So it's going to be fun having him on and just talking about 2022 and just going from there. But all right, guys, anything else? Awesome. All right, so that is it. I got to find it always takes me a while to find my ending. All right, guys, then we will see you hopefully on Saturday. If not, then a week from today. Adios.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.